All right, let's see how the mic's working right now. If y'all can hear me, we're going to get into this. Welcome back to another episode of this. This is, we're going to slot this into Dream Chasers Insanity. But before we get into this video, I realized that I haven't been doing something that I did state was very important at some point, and I don't want you to feel like it's not anymore. But I do want to express my gratitude for you guys just being here. Thank you for, and I know I made a post about this. I just put it up today on the little community tab, but I'll post this video a couple days from now. I just want to thank you guys for allowing me the opportunity to explore who I am and to develop myself without ever giving up on me on that process. And I know we're still just so early in this little parasocial relationship we have, but I want to make sure that you know how appreciative I am that you've given me the space to expand my consciousness authentic to who I feel I am and to who I know I am, in a world that doesn't allow people like me an opportunity to fully feel confident in who we are, because this world gets so much more out of people like me when we just submit to whatever the stereotype of us is, rather than when we truly desire to be more than where we came from, more than our circumstances, more than that stereotype. So for the people who subscribe to this channel, the people who watch my videos, who like and comment and share, bro, I hope you really feel the love, bro, when I make these videos, because this shit is like healing to me. I didn't even realize before I even started making these videos consistently, I was so afraid of just oh, I don't have the right aesthetic. I don't have the cool clothes. I don't have and just making so many excuses, bro, to validate this anxiety I had for making these videos. But I realized in sharing this advice with my people, the people that I care about, I'm also sharing this advice with myself and my inner child, somebody that I'm literally reparenting and raising as I grow into my adult self. And all of this it's not even like an expectation, it's more of a calling. So hopefully, I can continue to release those expectations that keep on giving me those negative emotions, and I can just keep on feeding my people, bro, the wisdom that I'm fortunate enough to carry in this reality that just benefits so much off us being so fucking ignorant. I understand, I'm conscious enough to understand I'm not trying to be an American martyr, bro. I'm not trying to lose my life in my 20s, bro, about these people that just want to make fucking internet documentaries about black revolutionaries, bro. But I know I have so much to give to my people, and I have so much to do for people that look like me and feel like me and experience this life like me, bro. And I hope you feel that I'm here for y'all. And I hope even if these conversations we're having are difficult to have, or they're uncomfortable, or they're just really probing and triggering, I hope you understand it's all for a higher purpose. I don't want you to just be here to be here. I want you to be here so you can be the best you for you, and you can live the best life that you can live, bro. And you can fully appreciate what it means to be a human being in this human life, bro, beyond this slave shit that they've got so much of us walking into, blindfolded. Just seeing you guys participate in the comments, just seeing you guys, like the videos up and all that, bro, that shit makes me so happy, bro. But I understand it's going to be brick by brick. We're really building a real brand, not even a brand, but a real identity here in this world that is getting just so much more digitally attached. So from wherever you are on the planet, bro, go ahead and fucking drop that shit in the comments, bro. Go ahead and drop what fucking country, what state, however you want to, whatever you want to represent. Go ahead and drop that shit in the comments, bro. Let us know where you fucking represent from. But I know that was a little long intro, but I just want to let you know I'm thankful for you being here. And I know I put up hey, can you, I'm going to do my little promo right now. If you'd like to contribute to the channel, you could check out our Patreon, or you could jump on and catch you some merch from our merch store at Cosmic Nomad rebelsouls.shop. But even if a financial contribution isn't something that you could provide to support the channel, I want you to know that just your presence here, just your participation with your attention, with your energy to give to these videos that I'm making, the greatest amount of gratitude I have for that. I'm sorry, I had to Yoda that shit, bro. I didn't know how I was going to phrase that. But thank you. Today's video is going to be good. I'm going to be discussing why I've pretty quickly, I wouldn't say radically, but pretty quickly started to release more and more of myself onto the internet and into creating this personal brand with a lot less shame, and why I've been able to do that, and what my perspective is in allowing me to become the person that I am dreaming I am through accessing this like imaginary world that is social media and the digital world to indirectly become that. That might have been a whole word salad, but just to chop it up real quick, real quick, is I don't think digital footprints are going to matter. I don't think digital footprints are going to matter in the next 5-10 years. I don't know how long it's going to take, and I don't know what mass event or series of events it's going to take, but digital footprints won't matter. But it won't matter in the way that you think they're going to matter. But if you're smart and you know, okay, digital footprints won't matter in the near future, then you'll think, how can I take advantage of this opportunity right now to save that for the video. Let's get into this shit. So basically what I'm saying is that your digital footprint is not going to matter in about 5-10 years. And it's 2024, end of 2024 when I'm making this video right now. It's not going to matter in like 5-10 years. But this is what I'm saying. And I made I made a TikTok about this a couple of weeks ago, and it did fairly well. And there's somebody who literally makes, I'm going to just like put a picture of her page on here. This is somebody that I've been watching, literally her build her account for so long, bro. Literally a fan. I am a fan. And she reposted that shit. And I'm just like, dang, bro, I'm really getting places with this shit. So if you see this video, bro, thank you for that. I appreciate you. And I'm glad that you see me. But see, now I'm losing myself. Let me get back to the point. But I made a TikTok on this topic a couple of weeks ago, and it did fairly well. So I thought maybe my YouTube family would like to see this. And understanding your digital footprint won't matter in the next 5-10 years is only applicable information to the people who desire to actually become something more than their circumstances are allowing them to be right now. This is again why I say all this content that I make is for my non-traditional life path people. I'll make t-shirts for that shit too, and I'll put it on the Cosmic Nomad website just for y'all. But I'm trying to, what I would like to communicate to you is that it's not what you did on the internet or on these digital platforms that is going to matter in this age where I have a theory about a digital blackout happening, and I'm not sure if it's intentional and manufactured or not, but a digital blackout happening would completely reconfigure how we utilize the internet and how we, and even if we can recover things that have been done and, accessed on the internet or shared on the cloud. So, and even if that doesn't happen, there's going to be some other event that shifts people away from giving so much value and significance to these resumes that we've created on the internet. But it's not going to be what you did on the internet that's going to matter. because we're still utilizing social media and the internet like a new toy. Like it is still a fairly new toy, young toy that we're still enjoying and we haven't gotten tired of yet. I mean, really, it's a drug that we're addicted to. So I don't know how much, like it's going to be difficult for us to get tired of it. But it's a toy in its youth that we still haven't gotten tired of. So we are still giving so much value to it, so much significance to it. And because we've seen the toll it can take on people's real life, real world reputations, many people are very afraid of getting onto the internet first. And beyond that, creating a brand, connecting with other people, and really like developing something more than just themselves and their own user on the internet. Like a lot of people are very, very scared because they've seen the consequences from fucking up on the internet. And then everybody, especially people who are never on the internet, always want to say, that digital footprint's going to come back and bite you. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to get a job. You're not going to get a job. You know what? Little side note. Little side note. I don't want to fear monger, so I'm going to just say allegedly. But most of you won't have a job anyway when most of this artificial intelligence starts to get integrated mainstream. Your bosses are not telling you because they don't want you looking for another job right now while they're about to integrate AI or have you train the AI that's going to take your job. So they can leave you the last day they need you rather than you leaving them for to prioritize your best interest immediately the second you find out that they're about to kick you off to downsize and just transition to some like hybrid AI corporation in the next, 10 to 25 years. And I'm confident about that because I've done too much listening to these panels with directors and CEOs and executives. It's a done deal. We're building the data centers. I don't want to get too technical about this stuff, but it's a done deal. And we have a very, very pro-economic growth government in the United States, which is going to lead most of this stuff or attempt to be a part of the leading AI technological boom because we are in so much debt and we do not know how to make any money right now as a country. And we need to tie ourselves to something that's going to lead the world. Whether it's to make money or it's to just be able to colonize something that does. If you want to hear more of my political opinions, go check out the podcast. We'll link that up right here. But I don't want to get too far off the point here. So, whether that happens or not, which I genuinely believe it's going to happen, and I don't think it does you any wrong to prepare yourself in a way that says, hey, you know what? If I'm not a highly skilled person or deeply connected in my industry or to a network that can provide me opportunities, this AI stuff is going to fuck up my whole entire career and my whole livelihood and my whole ability to provide for myself, and I should be prepared to handle that. That's all I'm going to tell you about that shit for now. But with that becoming an apparent reality, actually, I gotta tell you this. And in a society of mass ignorance, manufactured ignorance almost, you have to realize that you're going to be late to the truth every single time. 11 times out of 10, you're going to be late to the truth, and being late to the truth is going to slap you in the face. And if you're not ready to get slapped in the face and to keep moving on with your life, the truth is going to be ready to ruin your situation with no respect for who you are, what your name is. Just you weren't aware of it, so now you're a consequence to it. Okay, so living in a reality where general skilled workers, people who were able to, especially those people who were able to go in to work at those tech jobs that are 6 figures, and they could just sit in the office and look at me sitting on my high rise. They say this is a big rich town. They say this is a big rich town. You know what I'm saying? Them tech jobs who didn't do nothing but just show up, get coffee, go down the slide instead of going down the stairs because Google does that shit, and then like freaking do the happy hour at 5 p.m. with their colleagues. Like, get out of here, bro. But I'm not just talking about those people. Everybody below that person, like anywhere we can automate and take out needing to pay for healthcare, pay for family benefits, pay for human rights and protections, and put aside money for that, because that's a bill to the business. Can you believe that? Paying employees are bills and expenses to the business. It's not just something that you do. Like, compensating your employees based on the success of the business isn't just something you naturally do. It's a bill. I'm going to start linking some of the YouTube videos that I watch about this stuff so you guys can see that these CEOs fucking hate you, bro. And if they don't hate you, they don't fucking know what it's like to be a human being, bro. Because they're just nepo baby, or they're so like drunk off the power they never had in their life. They don't even, they're alien. They're in Mount Olympus now. That's what I call it. But again, I keep on getting a little far from the point, and I hope all of this, but I hope really all of this ties in and matters to the general point that I'm saying. I just know it's all, the ADHD brain is just like octopus, just spirals out all the important connections, and then I keep on tagging them as I'm explaining the main point. So you're just gonna have to stick with me for the roller coaster. You with me? All right. If you love me, you'll be here for me. But I'll keep on circling back to what I'm trying to hit on, so we don't ever lose that main point. But I'm saying all of this to say, not even to fearmonger that artificial intelligence is going to take. It's going to literally, especially if they're robots doing this stuff, but artificial intelligence will essentially insert itself into the American economy, especially the American economy, over the what we thought middle class was, and right in between working class people to divide the very highly skilled and deeply connected networked people above the line, just beneath the wealthy class that can afford to invest in this new AI class. And then what I believe is there will be highly skilled, as we're complaining about the immigration crisis, as we're supposedly complaining about the immigration crisis, which is nothing but racism and bigotry, we're going to import highly skilled STEM tech aligned laborers that will now compete with this new upper middle class market of people who were just able to survive being dehumanized beneath artificial intelligence. And then all these people down here, this cesspool of Americans who are now about to be underserved and like social welfare dependent, will be just, I don't know if they'll even do this. They might just start trying to get as many people homeless as possible so they can just start rounding up people to increase populations in private prisons. But don't say I told you that. But many of these people, if not going homeless and losing relationships, leaving families, so much turmoil will be created down here and just forced to happen down here, because it'll, again, just like the projects, it'll be an enmeshed community of people who all have individual issues attributed to their like multi-complex, individualized, like enmeshed identities. And they will have a bunch of different people in the community that they're like tightly forced to be around. They'll have a bunch of people to point at and blame for all of their problems, and absolutely no resources or accommodations to serve their needs, and realize that who's depriving them of access to their humanity are the people above us who are forcing us beneath artificial intelligence into this dehumanized pool of like non-humans, rather than like your neighbor who also doesn't have money to pay their bills, or also doesn't have a job anymore because AI came in and took it, or also doesn't have, you know what I'm saying? And in this like incubator of so many like poor, deceased, hungry, impoverished people, like I think it's, especially with the culture wars that have literally been coaxed up, I hope I'm using that word right, coaxed up by the mainstream media, which is imploding itself right now. all of this like identity wars, culture wars, intellectual superiority, I'm better than, but I'm still just as poor as you type situation is going to come in just like Mentos in a Coke bottle. I don't know if you guys ever did that experiment in your first grade or second grade science class, but just like Mentos in a Coke bottle, boom. And whether it's a civil war that gets incited or somebody has to, the government decides to manufacture like, what do they call that? What do they call that shit where they allow the military to start living in people's houses? Yeah, I know it's not called like organized militia. Something like that. Martial law. That shit's going to happen. Because the people can't take care of themselves. The people have turned animalistic. The people are crazy. I apologize. This is all in a lecture series that I'm actually going to release to you on Christmas Day. It'll be done by Christmas Day. But this is all in a lecture series, actually, that I'm releasing called No Land for Good Men. And it's got way more to do than just like centering men's issues and shit. So really prepare yourself for that. But this is all tying itself in. I'm telling you, we're not losing the point here. Well, I'm telling you, your digital footprint's not going to matter. We're not losing the point here. I just have to give you everything because not only am I Mr. Yapaholic, but because I don't need you, at the end of this video, I need you being like, holy shit, I need to go harder on my dreams. Like, I need to go dream chasers insane, for real. That's why I even make these videos. Now I'm breaking the fourth wall out the fucking video to talk to you, motherfucker. You better be listening to me, all right? That's all I'm saying. Let me cut this so I can figure out where the fuck I left off. So now I just look back at that last clip I made and I realized I went a little too far into explaining like way beyond what would happen or like into like the mass critical events that would incite this social media, like the significance of the social media resume or the digital resume decreasing or the destruction of it completely. But a mass event is going to happen and is going to happen that destroys our hyperfixation on, oh my goodness, you aren't being yourself on social media because you are presenting a facade to get into a relationship, to protect your real self from your family, and for people who are lurking on you with that damn ass evil eye, or to sell products and to like market your business and your brand. So everybody's like on social media taking this neurotypical culture, like selling a face, this masking culture. Everyone's going to go from that and realizing like, oh my goodness, we were wasting an opportunity to connect with people globally. We were wasting opportunities to really like access hordes of archives of information. We were wasting opportunities from being ourselves and literally like almost practicing who we wanted to be online and then learning how to actualize that self into our real life. Rather than being so ashamed of who we really are in our real lives or afraid of who we are in our real lives and then faking a personality on the internet so we can get people who would never accept us in our real world to accept us on the internet and then build a cult of that and then just disappoint all the people in the real world by either destroying the real world with this cult psychosis we created online or destroying the community by actually revealing it in the real world and seeing that this shit can't work at all. Like that Andrew Tate shit. Like the red pill shit just in general. Hold on. But this is critical here. This is critical. Who's going to be prepared for this mass event? Who's going to be prepared for this shift in, okay, social media resume and like the strict performance-based culture, that doesn't matter anymore? Who's going to be ready for that? I know, especially you corporate culture people, you corporate indoctrinated people, the first word you're going to go to is authenticity. Authenticity wins. No. No. Not today. You might be right a little bit, but I'm going to have to just pipe down a little bit and then explain over you. Because this is my video. This is my classroom. This is a dictatorship, not a democracy. But in this new world, and this is literally what I was trying to get to in the first like 30 seconds of the video, but I had to have that little sappy session for the first 5 minutes, and then I had to take 25 minutes to get here. The people who will be most prepared, get ready to clip this. The people who will be most prepared are going to be the ones who utilize social media as a playground to practice becoming who they wanted to be, or present who they are to the world and allow the world to accept them for being that through this, so this can create opportunities in their real world for them to actually be that or pursue that. Okay? So, what's going to matter is not going to be what you did on these platforms. What's going to matter is going to be who you became because of the time you spent on these platforms. And the life that you created as a consequence from the time that you spent on these platforms. That's going to be the most important thing. And I'm telling you, you're like, it's going to be literally two types of people. And I'm going to actually clip a screenshot of these kids because this is the most amazing shit I've ever seen. And there's probably even more amazing stuff than this. But this is some of the most amazing shit I've ever seen in my entire life. The two types of people that are going to exist as a consequence of this truth that I'm explaining to you right now are going to be these children right here. I'm not going to say what race they are because I think they're Indian kids, but I don't want to be like called racist if they're not. But these amazing intellectual children right here who utilize systems, internet, connection, friends, networking, wisdom, and practice to become who they are going to be in the real world through these tools that facilitate that process. So you will see younger entrepreneurs, younger pioneers, younger creative artists. You will see young people doing real dope stuff in the world. Because age isn't even a gatekeeper anymore. And mind you, this is like age isn't a gatekeeper to the ambitious soul anymore in the real world. Like, you don't have to wait to get your GED and go to college anymore. You don't have to wait to go and get 40 years of experience from this one job anymore. Like, you can literally dive into thousands of years of information at your fingertips. You can connect to people that you will never, ever cross paths with. You can connect to people that are literally living on the other side of the world right now in real time and find out how they're really living, bro. You can do business with people, bro, and connect with people and collab with people, bro, that you would have never had access to in a world where shit like this never existed, bro. And it's literally like at the mercy of your ambition and your desire to make these dreams come true. But this is literally like all the on the other side of your ability to endure the shame and the rejection and the projections of the negativity that other people are going to put onto you because they refuse to pursue their dreams or refuse to believe in themselves as much as you have to. So one side of people that understand the truth that I'm explaining, hey, it's not going to be what you did on these platforms that's going to matter. How ashamed you are of posting your first video, how ashamed you are of posting your first song or singing for the first time online, how ashamed you are of, if you're a sex worker, of starting to build your brand online and post your sexy pictures online. Like really start to understand. It's The first type of people are the ones that said, hey, if this digital footprint shit is not going to matter, this is now just a playground to practice becoming more efficiently than I had to in the real world, or my environment allowed me to have access to in the real world. Now, the second type of people, the people that don't take advantage of this opportunity and that are still afraid, just like they were afraid in the real world to be anything, that's going to be them fucking 30, 40, 50-year-old haters that all they do is sit in their bedroom and type and talk shit on the youth, just like they did in the real world. But they used to be talking shit and gossiping to their little friends in the real world. But now they have the internet and they have comment sections and they have group chats that they can discuss this shit with. That's the second group of people, bro, that don't take advantage of that shit, bro. The people that never actualize the dreams that they had in their youth. They never actualize the dreams that sit on their mind, bro, and those dreams start to rot. And they rot and they sit on their mind forever, bro, and they rot. And the only way to deal with that pain is to project that by dismissing other people who are pursuing their dreams, other people who are actualizing their dreams. By dismissing, helping, and supporting other people and seeing their dreams come to reality. By helping other people not believe in themselves. That's the only way to treat that fucking parasite that is a dream unfulfilled that just sits there and just fucking digs at your heart. Knowing you can bring it back to life, but because you don't, bro, you have to find ways to medicate yourself out of that knowing. Insane, bro. Even if it means helping somebody else kill their own dreams, bro. And you a piece of shit for that, bro. If that's somebody that's who you are, bro. But I know I ain't got nobody on my page that do that type of shit, bro. But so I didn't lose that point right there. The first type of person, I don't want to lose the point as I'm speaking in this clip here. The first type of person that takes advantage of this, I don't have to worry about looking corny online. I don't have to worry about saying, hey, you know what, like not going viral every single time I post. I don't have to worry about not getting $10,000 worth of sales every single time I drop something. Like, I can make this an incremental growth process, especially if I'm somebody who never grew up on the internet, or I'm somebody who's just starting to get used to the internet and the online space. Like, I can take my time with this shit, bro, and I can slowly build my connections one at a time. I can slowly show myself to the world at my pace. I can become who I want to become. I can share my dreams, as crazy as they are, as aligned as they are to the path that I'm seeking to put on here. And then there's those people who are going to see this tool, this amazing opportunity, and still allow that fear to cloud their mind, bro, and to stop them from making any decisions for themselves, bro. The fear that they've internalized from their environment or from other people, bro. The shame that they've internalized, the guilt that they've internalized, bro. They're going to use that, bro. And then hope that there's nobody around them who is actualizing their dreams, bro, so they never have to look themselves in the mirror and question, why couldn't I, bro? Why couldn't I? Why didn't I? How come I? Them is real demons, bro, right there, bro. Those demons, it's not the one thing I'm starting to realize is that the heartbreak demon, maybe this is me as a guy, though, like saying this shit. Just as a dude, like the heartbreak demon, that shit is crazy, bro. Like that shit'll make you wanna fucking wanna unplug the controller for sure. But the demon that is, I have unfulfilled dreams that don't inspire me to go to sleep anymore. Like, these dreams haunt me as I live, type shit. Forgive me. We working 24/7 at this facility out here, you know what I mean? But the dream unfulfilled, that is the worst type, bro. That is the worst type of energy that anybody can hold. Either living a life that is not authentic to who you are, or living a life on the other side of having to kill your dreams. Thinking that getting the validation of being who you are, whether it's a parent, whether it's a professional, whether it's a somebody, like thinking that like any of that shit was going to fulfill you more than actually living a life on the other side of fulfilling your dreams, or at least seeing them fail, bro, and knowing that you tried to make them happen. That's the worst type of fucking energy ever, bro. I'll go through a million heartbreaks before I ever live a life on the other side of sacrificing my dreams for anything that this world has to offer in exchange for them. Two types of people you gonna see, bro. You gonna see some young dudes, young niggas, if you want to call them. That's what they be saying on TikTok. You gonna see young niggas with a lot of money, with a lot of intellect, with a lot of motion, with a lot of game, with a lot of experience. And you're going to see old people that have none whatsoever, bro. Instead of just living vicariously through their superheroes and celebrities on the TV and still being forced to live their real life, they're going to be just living vicariously through their favorite people. Every second they watch, they foam, bro. And just find more and more and more reasons and excuses as to why they are not taking advantage of these tools to make their dreams possible and live a life to where they can accept themselves and appreciate the life that they've created for themselves. Because they never gave themselves the power to make that shit happen. I hope these messages mean something. I'm sitting here and telling you right now, the only reason why people be saying it's corny to be making content online and whatnot is because not many people are doing it. And the only time to get any value out of an investment is when you early. And this doesn't even have to just do with making content. This has to do with chasing your dreams. Like More times than not, this is still related to the point. More times than not, the reason why nobody's supporting you on your journey as you're pursuing, chasing your dreams, or even just breaking generational curses, the reason why nobody's supporting you is because you see a vision that they can't see yet. And you're attempting to explain a vision that was only communicated and only expressed to your brain and your heart to somebody whose heart does not have the capacity and brain doesn't have the capacity to hold that vision. Because if they did, they would be supporting you. Or when you explained it to them, they would be able to receive it. Okay? But because they don't have and it's not their fault. It might not be their fault necessarily. But you can't not let other people's brains and limitations in perception stop you from fulfilling, and even beyond fulfilling, believing in your dreams. We live in such a world like of so much self-rejection and like self-abandonment, even self-abuse, if I want to be honest with you. We live in such a world of so much of that. Like, we don't realize that your dreams, like that's your first line of communication to yourself. That's the way that your brain literally processes all of your experiences in a way that's authentic to you. I'm not saying that what your dreams are just like bar for bar are just factual truth and you have to follow them completely, but that's your soul, your unique energetic signature communicating to you from an internal level in a way that your body cannot interfere with it. Because when you get into this dream state, this sleep state, or even just this meditative state, your body is now at the mercy of your mind, and your mind is at the mercy of your soul, because you're putting both to rest, to leave them, to surrender to what your soul is communicating to you. And everybody has access to this. This is why we sleep. This is why we even go into these meditative states. This is why we ground. This is why we take a moment to pause. We're not just listening to the ancestors or to the angels or to the spirit guides. We're trying to make it very, very quiet so we can listen to our own voice. Because our own voice, more times than not, the truth that we carry speaks very, very, very quietly in a loud fucking world, bro. And this world knows the only thing it has to get you to do to turn from listening to your own soul, or to turn from creating that space so you can hear your own soul and pursue that path is just creating something that's more loud, more flashy, more crazy for you to turn your attention to. So you don't cultivate that space to listen to who you are and to pursue that path for who you are. Because when you know who you are, bro, you stop believing what other people tell you that you are, bro. And you stop believing their lies. You stop buying their dreams. You stop buying the bullshit that they're selling you, so you can stop filling their pockets thinking that you're being compensated with validation, which you're using to compensate for your inability to give yourself that self-acceptance. We do more than just talk about politics or philosophy or just like healing, or this is real lifestyle shit that I really want to bring. This is real Black consciousness that I want to bring to you guys here, bro. And I'm thankful for everybody who's really taken a chance on me and shown me an opportunity to feed them knowledge, bro, up to this point. But we're going to the moon. Like, we're going up now. I'm telling you, like, these videos are reminding me how essential this information is, bro. And I'm very thankful that I'm blessed to be in this position. I could give it to y'all. So let this be the call to action of this video. I'm not saying go crazy and just start, doing like Ice Spice pose all over the internet, bro. If that's not who you are, I'm not asking you to just like, start doing something that's inauthentic to you because you feel like emotionally motivated now to do something that you aren't, like mentally you aren't able to or ready to commit to. I was going to put this in another video, but I'm just going to add this to this clip right now because it makes sense here. Literally cut out a time for yourself, even if it's 5 minutes. Even if it's 5 minutes. I need you to cut out time for yourself where you are going to fully surrender to being the fullest version of yourself, to just feel what that feels like. Surrender 5 minutes in your real life to being, just experiencing, dreaming, being in the shoes of the person that you're working so hard every single day to be. And even better than that, try to give yourself at least 5 minutes a day. And the reason why you're doing this is because you're showing yourself that who you want to be is not in the future. Who you want to be is right now. And you do have access to that right now. And of course, you're not complete. Like, the job's not done. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. The job's not done. But you still have access to being that and to feeling that. Because if you don't feel like you have access to and you have hope in that future version of yourself, you are going to find ways to escape the weight of the overwhelming weight of the responsibilities of the everyday. You need to bring into from the future, I'll put that aside, I'll put that aside and find a way, even if it's just meditating and taking time to yourself and just sitting in the park, bro, and just 5 minutes, bro, 5 minutes and just surrendering to me. You guys don't understand. You guys, I don't know, but a lot of you guys who have a lot of responsibilities, bro, and I apologize for that. Whether it's having kids or you have a lot of debt or you have some like 6 jobs you're working, like I don't want to abandon that. But 5 minutes every day, please. And even better than that, if you can't do 5 minutes every day or every other day, 1 day a week, 1 day a month at the least, bro. Like, come on, 1 day a month or 1 day every 2 months, because you ain't work. Come on, please. You're overworking yourself if you can't even do that. 1 day a month where you treat yourself to being the fullness of that person. And it could be, you know what, like I'm taking this 1 day off this month and I'm going to wake up and I'm going to go to the spa, or I'm going to wake up, I'm going to go hang out with my friends. I'm going to go toke some grass because, we're stoners. And then we're going to go eat some good food. And then we're going to go to the spa. Or we're going to go to the spa and then we're going to go eat some good food. And then we're going to go to this music festival. Or we're going to go to this art gallery. Or we're going to go do this. Or we're going to go. And I'm just going to remind myself, I am the person. Like, I'm working so hard. I'm working these 10-hour shifts. I'm working this difficult job. I'm in this strenuous relationship. Even I'm here for the sake of, you know what? This is all paying off at the end of the day. There is payoff to this. I live this life so hard, so intentionally. I'm so committed to this life because access to who I desire to be, access to who I dream of becoming will always be here, bro. And all I'm doing is I'm cutting up a little bit of time consistently over time so I can create as much space as possible, transitioning from this life that I'm using to fuel my dreams to invest in turning that dream life into a reality. So it's not something that I'm utilizing to take a break from my real life. That is just a part of my real life. Going and doing this lavish stuff, going to nice dates, going and hanging out with my friends when I want to, being able to set my own schedule, being able to have my own routines. I've now created the door out of nothing. I've created the door, and over time, I've created a world on the other side of that door. And when I opened it, I can walk in and live there happily, knowing it's something that I've invested, something that I've created, and it's authentic to who I am. And it's literally something that I've learned how to create through the relationship that I've developed with myself. How crazy is that? How many fucking therapists are going to be able to get you to the life that you want if you don't even know yourself enough to be able to find out what that is and to present that to somebody to help assist you in manifesting that? And then you realize that you're going to need more than a therapist. You're going to need a community. You're going to need friends. You're going to need peers. You're going to need professionals. You're going to need mentors. You're going to need coaches. You're going to need people who care about you, bro. You're going to need people who aren't even blood related to you or have no reason to care about you to make sure that shit can keep shaking when you're sleeping. And you're going to realize how important it is in this life for, if you're going to be a slave to anything, like how important it is to know this. If you're going to be a slave to anything, it better be a slave to your dreams. That'll always be the fallback. If you're going to be a slave to anything in this life, the one thing to be a slave to is to your dreams. And if it's not that, at least to what you love. So at least when it's time to keel over, there's nothing to regret. Because you spent this whole time, or as much time as you could, doing what you love or investing in what you love. But the whole time being who you are. And not needing to turn your shoulder for somebody to reveal like there's something more to you that the world doesn't know that you're hiding. All right, now, I think that's enough for today's video. I dragged that out a little bit. But if you fuck with the video, the Patreon, if you fuck with me, hit the gram. If you fuck with the channel, get you some merch. I know I did that all wrong, but I don't really give a fuck. I'll figure it out over the next coming weeks I make these videos. But I fuck with you. So I want to thank you for being here, watching these videos, taking time to just, fuck around with me and my mind. Very appreciative for you. And I hope you understand that always. Love. Catch you guys in the next one. Get ready for that series too, No Land for Good Men. Ooh. Waterworks in that mouth. Don't let your girl find me.